The purpose of today's video is to introduce a meeting between two American negotiators and clearly highlight the characteristics of their culture during a negotiation. This negotiation is the occasion to discover their values, their motivation, and attitudes. At first sight, from a French point of view, American way of negotiating doesn't seem that different. With the current globalization, American way of life influenced a lot of countries like France. However, there is tremendous difference in business. With this overview of the US way of negotiate, you will discover the subtleties of a US negotiator.
Well understood, Americans are evolving in a masculine culture characterized by a strong power of money and individualism. These two elements are clearly visible during negotiation. They won't hesitate to go straight to the point about each element they estimate important to reach an agreement.
Americans don't like to waste their time. They are really punctual. They can easily conclude a deal in a single time. Besides, they are able to take decisions and to delegate the decision-making power to a lower level of the hierarchy. Americans are living in a strongly individual society. That is why they don't really care about the position or social status in a negotiation. Status don't have the same importance in the United States than in other countries where hierarchy seems to be the basis of a good negotiation.
Competitive spirit reinforces their desire to dominate others. They will often try to negotiate in their advantage. This means to have a little bit more than the other side. However, this does not mean that a win-win solution is unacceptable. This attitude can sometimes be considered as an aggressive attitude by negotiators from other cultures. This aspect is also reinforced by their physical attitudes. Moreover, they don't use a lot of diplomacy because they estimate that it doesn't seem sincere. They openly share their opinion and concern and often have an outgoing personality.
Americans can be really expressive in their physical gestures. Their attitude can appear a bit exaggerated. Their body language can seem inappropriate, but has the advantage to be easy to read. They move their hands, they speak louder than others, and can use funny faces. Actually, they have an informal communication. Besides, Americans can also use to move in the room or leave it in the middle of the negotiation, or even put their feet on the table. Moreover, they tend to be dressed casually, be really friendly. They like to use humor in order to break the ice. They are really talkative, as much as sometimes they can't bear silence.
All these attitudes have meaning. They define how comfortable they feel during the negotiation, and that's essential to not consider it as a provocation or other form of disrespect. Fortunately, their physical behavior can give us precious tools to identify the communication style of the person in front of you.
To put it in a nutshell, Americans have their own communication style. They have a direct way to communicate. That is why US negotiation used to be really short. They also have their own body language. They are using a lot their body to communicate, which makes them easier to read. Finally, they also have their own attitudes and style. They like independence and autonomy, and they have a tendency to be talkative. Silence makes them uncomfortable. Last but not least, don't forget their motto, time is money.
We are now going to assist to a business negotiation between two representatives of two different companies. One called Acquia with Virginia, who is going to act as a senior business developer, and another one called Keenan Entertainment Agency with Alex Smith, endorsed by Florian, the vice president of the digital marketing division. During this video, you will be able to see the different steps of a successful negotiation.
Oh really? He knows Paul Carter.
Just so the pre-approach of the negotiation. This step is really important. It allows you to gather knowledge concerning your client. Thanks to this, you will be able to find a personalized and suitable solution and then reach a wise agreement. We can see that Virginia is trying to find some connection with Alex thanks to LinkedIn. Build a friendly rapport with an American negotiator is the beginning of a fructuous negotiation.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Smith.
Yes.
Virginia.
Oh, fine, and you?
Thank you.
Just please have a seat.
Thank you very much. And I don't know, I guess you remember, we spoke on the phone 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and
of course I remember.
I would like to thank you so much to take time for me this week.
That's fine, thank you. It was really interesting to talk to you.
Yes, thank you.
So first of all, just call me Alex.
Okay, thank you. And you can call me Virginia as well.
Okay.
And actually, I saw on your Facebook page that you were a student at NC State.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's right. And I was a student there too.
No, really?
Yes, and I saw that you were part of the swimming team of the walk pack.
Exactly.
I don't know if you know a guy called Paul Carter.
Yeah, you know him?
Ah, yes, he was a friend of mine.
Really?
In the
Really?
class.
He was a
that's
great
nice.
member of the team. Yeah, he won a lot of rewards.
Yes, he was very great. And actually, I forgot to give you my
Ah,
business card.
Yeah, thank you. Just take mine.
Yeah, thank you. You might use it. And actually, I wanted to ask you, have you ever worked already with some athletes from NC State?
Yeah, of course. Paul Carter was one of our first clients. And
Really?
Yeah, really. And we have a lot of other athletes from NC State and from other schools too. And that's the heart of our company. We made a website for athletes, for stars, for VIP. We are responsible to create them a universe online, and we are responsible to update it day by day. And that's our role in front of their fans.
Yeah, okay, yes, sure. I made some researches and I saw that. And actually, I think that your work with these athletes and stars, it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is, it is. And today we are looking for new partners, as you can guess.
Okay.
That's why I accepted your offer by phone. So
Okay.
just welcome again.
Okay, thank you.
We have just assisted to the initial contact between Virginia, the seller, and Alex Smith, the buyer. The first contact step is very important for the seller in order to establish credibility and build a rapport. Thanks to the pre-approach stage, Virginia found a concrete link which allowed her to start in a friendly way the negotiation. Besides, we can see that Virginia is using the agenda approach by valorizing the customer style. Moreover, thanks to the atmosphere in Mr. Smith's office, Virginia, as a senior business developer, quickly identifies that Alex is an emotive person. That's why she tried to use humor in order to make Mr. Smith at ease. The approach went well because Virginia and Alex seems to feel comfortable and ready to start a mutual negotiation.
And can I ask you some question about your business and how you work actually?
Of course.
So first of all, I would like to know if there are other persons involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, my director will take the final decision, but he delegated me the responsibility for the meeting today.
That's perfect.
So he just asked me to see if our interests are linked, and I will just report him at the end of this meeting.
Perfect. Yeah, no problem. And so you just told me that you need new and better partners actually.
Yes.
Why do you need that? What are the real issues that you need with your current partners?
Today, as you can guess, we have a lot of partners, too many partners. So we waste time to collect the information, to update, and that's too difficult for us. Our goal is to stop that, to stop wasting time. We just waste time and we can't continue like that. And that's why we are looking for a single partner which can provide us all our interests, which can provide us a solution to stop that.
Okay. And why did you have a lot of partners? Was it your decision in the first place?
Yeah, it was our decision because a few years ago it was a good decision to have a lot of partners, complementary between all of them. But today we are living in the cloud internet era, and that's impossible to work with so much partners. You know, as you can guess, what we want is to gather our information, our partner. And that's the issue today.
Yes, I completely see what you mean. And if you don't mind, I would ask you some more specific questions. So first of all, actually, how do you deal with your processes today? What kind of softwares you use, for example?
Oh, I let my digital service take care of it. We just collect information from our partners and we update our pages.
Okay, yeah.
All our data are collected in a single place of the company. We perfectly know that it's not the best way to do, but for the moment we haven't the choice.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
So we know our competitors have some other methods, that we are not using, and maybe they are better for the moment.
Yes, of course. So you are afraid that your competitors could surpass you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
That's the point, because when I see some alternatives like Facebook, like Instagram, I can be afraid of it.
Yeah, sure. So you consider Facebook and Instagram like your real competitors too?
Of course they are,
Okay.
because all our VIP, our stars have some accounts on it, and that's difficult to offer a better alternative to them.
Okay. Okay, so I see. You consider Facebook and Instagram as your real competitors?
Of course they are, because fans can follow stars and athletes on Facebook, on Instagram, so we are losing market shares. They're real competitors, just because we are losing some opportunities, we are losing a lot of time, and as you know, in US, time is money, so...
Yes, yes, I perfectly see that. And I understand that the view from young people is very crucial in today's company, and I understand that. But have you ever tried to find a solution internally first?
Yeah, we already tried to launch an app, but it failed. Unfortunately, I think that we hadn't a great team for that. We need a more specialized team for the next time.
Yeah, okay, I
Maybe.
understand, yes. And concerning your clients, how is that doing right now? Are they, well, the clients are as good as before? Do you go to your clients? Do they come to you?
Not as good as before, because a few years ago, we were the leader on this market. It was obvious for them to come to us directly. And today, with all these alternatives, like for example Facebook, like for example Instagram, they lose how can I say that? They lose the habit to come to us. So they use more easily this kind of website, this kind of app. So we lose clients, or it's more difficult to find them.
Okay, I understand this. So okay, let me rephrase all this then to make you understand if I get it right.
Yeah, okay.
So I think that the main issue, if I understand well, is about your current partners. So you have too many partners, and that causes too many consequences, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
One is that they are less responsive with your clients, so in delivering values to your clients, and this causes you to lose market shares, facing your competitors and other less important competitors, for example Facebook and Instagram as well. Then on the other hand, I think that the other main problem here is that you're losing time, and time is very important, and for that you lose business opportunities. Is that right?
That's exactly that.
Okay.
So what do you suggest?
This was the discovery step of the negotiation. Here, the main objective is to discover and understand the explicit and implicit needs of Alex. Then, the key tools for Virginia are questions and active listening. We can see that she used different types of questions: exploratory, probing, and digging deeper question. It is the key step to suggest a tailored solution.
So what I suggest is that first of all, you have to gather all the devices, all the tools, and all the software actually in one unique platform. That's why you should maybe reduce the number of partners, and with Acquia actually we offer a complete and very strong platform, which is actually what you need.
Okay.
On one hand, we propose customized and complete solutions in terms of softwares, informatical competencies, and on the other hand, we understand that the objective that you need is to have a more secure platform which could improve the responsiveness with your clients and the number of projects that you can deal. That's why through our platform you could have faster response, sharing information in a faster way through the cloud actually, which is really a new thing. Very useful for the companies, and also you will have new approaches to call for your clients, which will be very interesting for you to renew your image too.
Okay.
And of course, everything will be really secured and linked to all the tools that you already use into your companies. So in a few words, actually, to summarize all this, you will have more flexibility and more control on your tools and your softwares within your company.
Okay, fine. But how does it work exactly?
First, we will set all the software. So everything will be centralized. It means that all the data and information will be gathered in one only tool, which is very good for your own organization within the company. Then, which is what is very important to know is that you won't have any additional costs for the management of the tool, because you just need to pay the software at the beginning just to set it.
Okay.
And then you won't have any additional costs. Then second, you will have to customize the software, so we will take charge of it, and it will help you to renew actually your image and to get more freshness and newness of your company. And then of course everything will be secured, which will be very useful for you in order to be able to work in different projects at the same time without lacks of information, which is very important.
Okay.
To give you an estimation, by this type of software, we actually used it for other types of companies which were more or less like yours, and you will have an increase of your kinds more or less of 25% within 4 months. Yes. To show you the effectiveness of our company, I would have an example for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So, for example, some weeks ago, we worked with Warner Music.
Ah, yeah.
You know,
Okay.
the
Yeah, I see.
company. Yes, and they actually launched it with a platform created by Acquia for them.
Ah, okay. It was you.
Yes,
Yeah.
250 personalized sites in just 3 weeks, and that increased their time to market by 50%, which is very great, and their attractiveness as well.
Okay, fine. It looks great, but I saw a lot of companies which provide this kind of system.
Yeah.
But what should I choose?
Well, actually, we are the leaders in this kind of sector, and we have great references with huge company in the US as well as in other countries, for example, Europe, within Europe actually. And we offer the best solution with very good prices. So what about maybe making you a written proposition for our prices, and I would maybe propose you for the next time we meet with your boss?
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. Yeah, let me just talk about it.
During this step, Virginia was presenting her offer. Thanks to the previous stage and her reformulation, she knew what were the precise needs of the clients. Therefore, she adapted her offer according to the best interest of Mr. Smith. During this part, Virginia managed to create a link between her solution and Alex's needs. As we can notice, the client made some objection during the negotiation. It is normal and it often happens. In order to overcome objections, Virginia kept her calm and tried to identify what it was about. She managed to prove that she will bring a concrete solution according to the client's concerns.
What about next Monday, for example?
Next Monday?
Is it good for you?
It's good. It's perfect.
Okay, that's perfect. And well, thank you very much. But what about having lunch, for example, in the nice Japanese place that I saw
the new one? Yeah,
why not? Door. That's perfect. Okay.
Oh, that's fine, don't worry.
This final stage of the negotiation is crucial. A lot of experts skip this part, which is the most important one. Indeed, even if your negotiation was excellent, that you built a good report, discovered the client's needs, and brought a personalized solution, if there is no commitment, it was all for nothing. You have to obtain a guarantee from your client and really setting up your partnership. Here, Virginia is obtaining a commitment from Alex, thanks to the next meeting planned with the president of Kenan Entertainment. I just saw a fructuous negotiation. Virginia fulfilled all the steps required to ensure a fair and worthwhile negotiation. She was listening carefully to her client and asking questions in order to be sure she understood well the explicit and implicit needs of Mr. Smith. She knew how to adapt to her client's attitudes and needs. In the approach, she found a connection between them. In the discovery stage, she asked the right question and found out Alex's need. In the delivery value stage, she perfectly adapted the solution Acquia had according to Alex's issues. Finally, she got a commitment from him and will meet the president of the company to certainly set up a contract. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you enjoyed the video.